feel ready to defend the nation if called upon, especially in the face of internal or external threats?
Look, I'll say, like, I'm very, very confident in my skills, my training, and my ability to protect myself and those around me. Unfortunately, I have full confidence in our defense, whether it's the Army, Navy, Air Force, even the police to an extent. What I will say is, I think we need to revive that martial culture in our country. And the reason I say this is because, okay, let's take this conflict with India and Pakistan. Yes, people will say these guys have guns and your martial arts training will be useless. And this is true for a warlike situation as well. You've got two soldiers with guns. They're like, oh yeah, how does it matter? Where is your martial arts training going to come into use? So where it comes into use and why it's important is because when you're training for fights or when you're doing martial arts training, you're getting used to being in a fight or flight situation, under stress, performing under stress, and literally fighting. So it's getting used to that, because once you get used to being in that environment, you get used to something called pulling the trigger, right? So let's say, please don't, but let's say you attack me now. I know that I can keep my composure and protect myself. I know that if you threw a punch at me, I can throw one back, okay? And I'm very confident in that. However, what tends to happen, okay, and you'll see this in a lot of fights if you just observe on the street or you see on YouTube, those who are untrained, and how you differentiate a person that's trained and untrained, is that the untrained person in a conflict situation, combat situation, whatever, will freeze. So if you're not used to, that situation, even if I give you a gun, say I give you a gun right now, how confident are you that when it came to protecting yourself, you'll be able to pull that trigger? I think people would be very surprised. People would like to think that, oh yeah, I'll pick up the gun and shoot. But that instinct, that killer instinct, that instinct to pull the trigger is what's missing. And that's why martial arts training is important. Because when it comes time to protect yourself and those you love, you should be able to pull that trigger and protect